Hi, it's Christine, Veterans Day 2006. I'm going to explain a little bit more about my condo and my ramp. And I bought my condo in 1999, and in 2004 I applied for a home loan for funds to build the ramp, and I talked to King County Loan Assessor's office, and she recommended that I apply for a program called Rebuilding Together, and I did it not even really knowing what it was. I thought it was like Catholic Community Services. Didn't really think that they were going to be able to do much for me because I'd already kind of called around to other places, and I knew it was going to be expensive, and I didn't really know about this program, but I applied, and I immediately got a phone call and was approved by January 1st for the program. And I had the company that actually did the construction is called Heri International, and they are a engineering firm, downtown Seattle construction, and I had 7 engineers come over to my house one day, and we were opting to put an elevator in the front, or possibly the ramp, and it just seemed like an expensive project, and I wasn't sure they were even going to be able to do anything for me. But I told them that I was willing to move if they couldn't help me, and they ended up doing my bathroom, which I'm sure cost at least $10,000. That was done on April 30th of 2005. Actually, it was several weekends of volunteers coming back and completing all the work. The program is usually for like a one-day event to do remodels and cleanup and stuff like that, but my project was bigger scale than that. And my project coordinator, Anna, she worked with me, and she told me that they had over 700 hours of skilled labor donated to my project in the end when it was all completed. And it took a long time to get it all approved through the board here at the condos because they wanted specific material to be used, and just the railing for the ramp was $10,000, and that was donated by the company that manufactures it, and they ended up using Trex material, which is really expensive too. So all in all, I got a beautiful addition to my house, and it was a long time waiting to have it all completed, but all the people that helped me just backed me up and did it, and it happened, and I can't say thank you enough to what they provided me. I mean, I just didn't know what I was going to do. At the time, right before I applied for the loan, my geneticist at the university basically told me, don't spend any money on a ramp, sell your condo, go into assisted living, go on a cruise, get rid of your boyfriend. I mean, they just were trying to help me sort some social things out, but it was just not, they just wanted to medicate me, and it just didn't work for me, so I had to do my own way. And my neurologist, Dr. Bowen, has always been supportive of me and has never really advised me in that way and encourages me to be independent. I just saw him a couple weeks ago, and he says I'm relatively doing good, pretty good, and that aside from pushing myself with some of my therapy, about a month ago I had some falls, and I was kind of beat up from that. So he said that just to keep pushing through, and that it's going to take a long time, and could take, I just have to be very patient and persistent with my therapy, and I'll see what kind of improvements I can make. And he's just encouraged me to be independent as long as possible. So I'm really thankful for that, and I can't say that financially I've been blessed as well. I started saving my money when I was 25, started investing and putting a lot of money away into my 401k, and kind of knew that I was going to need the money, and I had a good job, so I did it, and I'm glad I did it, because I wouldn't have probably been able to afford to pull it off. I had to sell 2 vehicles. One car was a 66 Mustang convertible that was my mom's, and when I was in high school, and my mom passed away when I was 20, and she had a sudden heart attack, and I bought the car from my dad in 1990 and restored it in 96, put some money into it, had it completely stripped down, and entered in some car shows. I ended up getting first place for a daily driver, and I guess because of my parts and maintenance kind of experience, I had connections and had a lot of direction from just having that kind of background, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that, and I ended up selling the car to my brother in 2004, and that provided me some time. When I got rejected from Social Security, it provided me with some money. So there again, I just was fortunate, and I ended up getting a VSI from Alaska Airlines, which is basically a early out option. I ended up getting over $20,000 in 9 years flight benefits from them to basically say goodbye, and that provided me a lot of income for this last year, and now I'm kind of digging into my 401k, which I really didn't want to have to do, but I am. And hopefully my new job that I have will help supplement so I don't have to take so much money out. And that was a blessing as well. My boss, he was a client of Mike's at Verrazano's when Mike's last job was at Verrazano's. He was a bartender, and befriended Steve, and Steve kind of witnessed the whole thing that happened between Mike and I and our jobs and our health, and he ultimately just kept in touch with me, and went to the funeral, and last summer called me up and asked me if I wanted to work from my home, and he's starting up a new business, and it's a computer repair company, and he's an entrepreneur and businessman, and I got lucky. I mean, there's just no way I could have applied for a job like that, and he's training me how to do the books for the company and payroll, and I'm just so lucky that I had an option to do that, especially with somebody that knows my background. So there's hope that I'll be earning more income. I just kind of got to get a grasp on my health and my strengthening and therapy and stuff like that. I have a lot of fatigue and a lot of weakness. It's just a constant numbness, and symptoms are just constant, and it's frustrating because I know I don't look like I'm going through this these sensations, but they're happening, and best thing for me to do is just to keep busy every day if I can, and be with people. I'm very much a people person. I have a lot of friends, and a lot of people take me out and get me out of the house for the day. And this last week it's been, I go through periods where I'm home a lot too. People just have their lives, and it's, you know, it's not always the easiest to ask people to help you, and it goes through waves of times where all of a sudden I'm really busy for a lot, and then I go through stretches of time where I spend a lot of time alone. And I currently am glad to have this video conferencing equipment because it gives me something to do, and beats playing solitaire on the computer. I do like music a lot, and I do listen to a lot of music. And I do therapy, and I have my pets, and I hire out for a lot of help for cleaning, and basically I'm doing really well. I had a friend that I met online. We were keeping each other company through the computer for a long time, for about 6 months, and developed an intellectual relationship with him. And right now I guess I've probably got more feelings for him than he did for me, or he's just not ready for that kind of I don't even know if you want to call it a commitment, but step. And so we decided for now that it's best that we don't talk to each other, and that's kind of a bummer because he did provide me a lot of company, and I liked him a lot, but you never know. People coming in and out of your life for a reason, so you just never know when God's going to place somebody else in your life. So anyway, I think that I'll end it there and pick up later. Bye.